It's the music will save the day experience.
I mean, it's great. It's electric. I mean, I've been a part of the show since inception, and it's good to see what Kabila has done over the years. I think just going back to a couple of years ago when he started the show, this was his vision, and I'm excited to and happy to see it come to fruition, especially for him, but most importantly for the music that you're trying to grow. My name is Sfiso, known as King Sfiso, by the people in the music, the people who follow the music. But Sfiso Kasbi, Kamalamde. Born and bred in Soweto, Johannesburg, but I've been in Durban for about almost 15 years now. So I'm a proper Durbanite. I can't think of a time when music wasn't a part of my life, man. For as long as I can remember, I've always had a soundtrack. Through all my life experiences, good and bad, there's always been music, and that's why I can never really be separated. Whether I'm happy or sad, there's always music in my life. I mean, we go through ups and downs in life, like I said, we have happy moments, we have sad moments, but I think where music has really, been able to pull me out of a dark hole was when I lost my mom. It's the only thing I could. It was the only thing that could numb the pain, and it's the only thing that brought me to acceptance, Not healing, because I don't think you ever heal from something like that, but you learn to live with it, And through music, I've been able to do it. Yo, that's a tough question, man. It's an unfair question as well. No, because I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of hip hop, like a lot of hip hop. And a lot of house, obviously. I've been listening to house since I was like 14, 15. And I think there was a time in my life where through DJs like Vinny and DJ Monde, I was introduced to Louis Vega. Louis Vega. Yeah. So through those guys, I got to know who Louis Vega was, and then he became the pinnacle of house music at the time, and most of his music or most of his songs are my go-to songs. You know what I mean? There's a song called Sekademi. There's quite a few, man, but Sekademi is one of the songs, one of my go-to songs. At any given moment, I could be in the car, I could be playing a set, anywhere in the world, That song always touches my heart and it changes the floor all the time.
Something powerful about music, eh?
I don't think there's anything more powerful, man. I mean, I know a lot of people would argue this, but for me, it's the one thing that is a vehicle for life, for all of us, whether we like it or not, music's, somewhat finds a way to, weave itself through our daily lives. Like I said, whether you're sad or whether you're happy, there's always music in your life. I never used to believe in prepping for sets, I just go with what the mood is like when I get to a club or to a festival that I'm playing, But as I've grown older, this is something I teach to my daughter every day. That if you fail to prepare, you know, yeah, you know what I mean. You can be prepared to fail. You know, it's that thing. So over the years, I've started prepping my sets. You know, I mute everything, you know, and just focus on what I think will change the mood within the night or where I'm going, you know. So it's also dependent on where I'm playing. You know, if I'm playing a show like Musical Survey Day, I know exactly what I need to do, what I need to bring to the table. You know what I mean? Irrespective of, you know, my set time. You know, I've become stubborn like that. Whether I'm playing at 5 in the afternoon or I'm playing at 10 in the evening, my set will be the same. You know, and then through the set, I then try to experiment. You know, try different things just to try elevate it depending on how the energy is. You know, if it needs to be elevated, if it needs to be toned down. You know, so I do that. You know, so it's a combination of preparing and going with the flow. You know what I mean? You know, going or just following the music where it takes you. You know what I mean? So I could have prepped a set, you know, when I leave the house, you know, but 30 minutes into the set, I could change, you know. Sometimes I play a 2-hour set that I've prepped through and through, every song, as per the playlist.
It's an emotion.
Yeah, it's very emotional, man. You know, music is very emotional, you know, and I refuse to play a song that doesn't touch a particular place in my heart, you know what I mean? Whether it's a hot song at the moment, if I'm not feeling it, I can't play it. Woo, Jesse. Hey man, I don't even think I'm allowed to talk about this, you know, but I will because it's you and your family. So there's quite a few releases I'm working on for the year. I've just signed a new management contract, you know, with an Ibiza-based agency, you know, and we have 10 releases set for the year, you know. So for the next 8 months, you know, dropping 10 songs just as singles, you know, and then I'm also working on an album, you know. But I mean, I just dropped an EP a few months ago, you know, but that EP was like a season finale for me for what I used to do, you know, which was mainly, yeah, it's a new chapter, you know. It was mainly centered around catering for yeah, in our South African markets, you know, and I think the perspective is more global now, you know, so the music is very much, you know, around catering for different parts of the world, you know. Yeah, like everyone, you know what I mean, yeah. So for me, the music is extremely important in deciding who do I then bring onto a song. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, like I really like, you know, vocal tracks, you know, so whether I'm playing or whether I'm making music, I believe in the power of vocals or someone's voice, you know, and I believe in people who sing from, you know, from their hearts, you know, and don't just sing for the sake of singing, you know, because it's there, you know. I believe in people who are storytellers, you know, and that's how I choose my vocalists, you know. I don't need to tell you about Mbuso because I know what he can do, you know, he's a storyteller, you know what I mean, through and through, you know. So him having such an amazing voice is just a bonus, a cherry on top, you know. I just did a song with Zoe Mudicha, you know. Zoe is also a storyteller, you know. If you've been to her shows, she's crazy, you know. So I'd say, you know, I'm more fond of storytellers than just people who can sing. It has to be. It has to be.
Alright, one last question, man. When was the last time music excited you?
This afternoon.
Give a shout out to
This afternoon, bruh. I came across a track by Flip. I played the track, man. It's, I think the guy's called Juno DE.
Juno the D.
Juno DE.
Okay.
That's his name. I think the track is called Heat. Yeah. So I came across that song today and I lost my mind.
Did you play it? Did you?
I played it. I played it today.
Reception?
Huh?
How was the reception?
It was crazy. It was crazy. So I spend a lot of time, you know. I mean, through my busy life of, you know, having a radio show, family, you know, business, you know, making music. I have to make time to search for new music, you know. I'm also fortunate that I know a lot of producers, you know. So I get a lot of like ideas and new style, new tracks, but you know, in getting them, I put them aside. You know, when I find time in the car or at home, I listen to them. You know, so I could say that there's probably a new track that excites me every day or every second day. You know, I just wish we had more time to play all the songs, you know, but unfortunately we can't. Man, I just wish people can be more intentional, you know, about each and everything that they get themselves into. You know, it's something I'm learning as well. You know, as I grow older, you know, to be more intentional. You know, to have a I'll win with or without you type of attitude. You know, because sometimes I feel like as Black people we tend to shrink ourselves a lot to make room for other people, you know, or other races, you know. So I just wish that we could have that, you know, that very brave, you know, attitude in everything that we're trying to, you know, do that could potentially change our lives and the lives of our families, you know. Just be brave, man, you know, and just trust and believe in what you're trying to achieve.